for my slides. Indeed. My name is Cyril Alias. I'm heading the Department of Logistics and Transportation here at DST, which was already introduced. We're a ship technology institute sitting in Duisburg in Germany, home of the biggest London port of the continent, and yeah, a lot of Rhine navigation, of course, also on our agenda. Now, talking about seamless, what is a seamless? This is the long title, Safe, Efficient, and Autonomous Multimodal Library of European Short Sea and Inland Waterway Solutions. Basically, it is about integrating automation into waterborne logistics. We have two use cases. May I ask you for the next slide, Paula? Yeah, we're focusing in the project on two use cases, one short sea case and one inland waterway case as demo cases, and a series of other cases as transferability cases, which have a prominent role in the project. But today I would like to focus on IWT, simply because of the title of the workshop. And if you look at this, we see within the last nearly 2 decades, 1.5 decades, slight decay. I mean, it's not dramatic at the moment, but you can see that the numbers are decreasing slightly, and especially we heard it earlier today, comparing it with the let's call it ambitious goals set by the European Commission and others, a modal shift towards inland waterways and strengthening the whole sector and taking over double-digit shares of a modal split in Europe. I mean, take a look at the numbers and you see that there's a gap, a growing gap between ambition and reality. Huh? So this is important to acknowledge that there are safe and reliable market segments that are typically covered by IWT, but those are diminishing. So let's move 10 years ahead or a bit more, then these pictures might change. Thank you. You can already start with the next slide. Thank you. Because inland waterway is not confined to one area. You can see that on these maps from CCNR that we have the Danube basin, we have of course the Rhine as the motorway, but also areas in northern France, Belgium and Netherlands more or less completely, all the way to the east to Poland, scattered waterways in Italy, in Spain, elsewhere. So there is inland waterway activity everywhere, but, and that's the link to seamless now, there is a certain, let's say, epicenter of European inland waterway transport activity, and that's this triangle between, or the Rhine Delta, let me call it like that, between Rotterdam and Antwerp and Duisburg and the hinterland. Of course, it stretches even further to Amsterdam, to Ghent, to Le Havre, so it's not just those 3 locations, but typically in Duisburg we have this direct link to these 2 big seaports, the 2 largest ones on the continent. So therefore, this is typically the triangle that we look at when we look to the seaports, and this becomes relevant in a second. Here, there is a strong dominance of container transport, not explicitly. So there's also a lot of tank storage business going on. There's a lot of bulk cargo business going on at the moment, but of course, it is that segment that is typically displayed when it comes to container transport in the waterway networks of Europe. May I ask for the next slide, please? Yeah. So parallel to this market trend, automation is coming. We've been discussing this for a while. Just grabbed some pictures, partly from large European projects like AUTOShip, some of them on national level, like the remote control project in Germany. We've seen platooning. We heard that also as part of the FORMAS project, innovative urban logistics concept, as we saw in FORMAS. We also have that on national level in France, in Germany, in Belgium, wherever. Automated lock passage is a topic currently being developed or further developed. All types of infrastructure being built, remote control stands, test vessels, you name it. So there's a lot of buzz going on. There is a momentum, to put it in better words. But, next slide, please. At some point, we need to make sure that this makes sense. We've seen this. I'm not going to deeper into this. Thanks, Pauline, for this elaborate explanation of the automation levels. My point has also been mentioned by Sim, that this is parallelly accompanied by remote control. So this is not mutually exclusive. We have different levels of automation, as we heard earlier, and we can make use of remote controlled navigation or remote monitoring as a side of this. So it goes hand in hand. That's also relevant for what we are doing in Seamless. Basically, one click, please. Basically, most of the projects, as we heard from Pauline as well, are focusing nowadays on level 2. You could move the slide once, please. Yeah, so, no, one back, please. Go to slide 6 if possible. Yeah, thank you. So for those of you who've joined the very impressive demo 10 days ago in Rotterdam, we saw as part of the Magpie demo the automated docking and the automated terminal transfer of containers in the Port of Rotterdam. So this is a closed use case, origin and destination pretty clearly defined, also the path defined, but collision avoidance and automated docking are now shown as a feasible proof of concept given, and it was really impressive. We had 3 demos that day. People were allowed to go on board the vessel and see that live, both in Waalhaven in the city terminal, but also in the deep sea port terminal of Rotterdam in Maasvlakte 2. So yeah, very impressive to see that the vessel now is able to deal with any type of traffic situation with a certain predefined set of countermeasures. So exactly that what is mentioned there, context-specific performance. So now coming to a Seamless on the next slide. Yeah, so what is a Seamless about? Next one, please. Seamless is a 4-year project with 5 partners. We've had lately an amendment, maybe it's now 27, 28. You lose the overview quickly here. But basically the idea is to develop waterborne freight feeder services, as I mentioned, both for short sea shipping and inland waterway, and make use of automation. Automation on the vessel side, on the water side, but also automation around it, mainly referring to landside installations or support systems, but also digital tools to support the entire transport service conduction. So this is not only about moving vessels, but moving cargo with the help of a vessel. And if you want to move cargo, there is a planning task to it, there is a monitoring and execution task to it, there is a communication task to it. And that's what we aim at in the Seamless project, to cover it all, to show that autonomous vessels, plus all these innovations that we are focusing on in the Seamless project, lead to a novel type of transport service. Yeah. Basically, we have these 2 demonstrations I was mentioning. Maybe we can skip to the next slide already. These 2 demonstration cases and 6 transferability cases across the continent, in Northern Europe, in Southwest, Southeast, on the continent, big ones, short ones, shuttle-like services, very different cases, to make sure that the innovations make sense in more than just one setting. And that's important because, understandably, the Commission is referring to the project as a flagship project, 15 million volume, that it cannot be something only tailored to one specific case.
So Cyril, you have to talk faster a bit. You have to.
Yeah, I will. I can talk even faster. No problem. So next slide. Just waiting for the next slide. Yeah. So now, speaking of the IWT case within the project, what are we going to show? The project is coming to an end by the end of this year. We will be done with everything, and the demo is coming up. So we are now heading to the final sprint. And the idea is the vision of an automated waterborne seaport hinterland transport. So this is the vision. Next slide, please. Where you can see we will have an elaborate demo connecting the ports of Duisburg, Rotterdam, Antwerp, and Ghent, and also Lille, but that's a longer story, and to show different types of innovations to make exactly this automated waterborne seaport hinterland transport possible. So we will use a smart vessel. You can see that in the top right, Letizia, which is one of the most modern vessels you will find on European waters. Battery fuel propulsion, remote control navigation already possible. That's been the vessel that I was mentioning about for the MacPow demo. So it has already shown that it is operating in the most modern way, but it will be used for showing that not only vessel movement is on the verge, but also the rest of it, integrated multimodal transport planning. If there is no ship master doing the dispatch and planning task, who is it doing then? If he's not there for stowage planning, who is there to do that then? So we need replacement systems for that. And that's what we want to show there. And also the interaction with the terminals, communication, data exchange, things like that. Of course, and then finally docking and mooring. Docking was something covered in another project, as I mentioned, but mooring is something we will show in Antwerp. The whole demo is supposed to take about 2.5 weeks and leading to a demo event in Antwerp in October. I had hoped to have the save the dates finished by today, but we will catch up and send them out in the next days. So stay tuned for updates on that. I think that's been it. I think I'm at the end of my slides. Yeah, all right. Thank you. I think it was quick enough, Nick.
You did great in speed, and the presentation was also great. From what I can see, your focus, you don't care in the project. You don't really care about the type of vessels as long as they are automated or autonomous. You try to integrate the whole process from beginning to end.
That's true,
Yes.
but basically for the AWT part, I have to say it's difficult to find acceptance among the big actors here if you come up with very small vessels on the Rhine. So it may be true for AUTOFLEX, for Formas, for other projects where we are also partly involved, but for the Rhine, people want their big ones. And if automation is a topic, I was mentioning the chemical industry, then they're not talking about small vessels at all.
Yeah, that's indeed the struggle for this type of projects. It's not just, well, if in your definition of the Rhine, the port of Antwerp and the port of Rotterdam are included, then unfortunately I have to agree.